In this video, I'll be discussing my ban list predictions for January 2020, how Master Rule 5 affects this ban list, and what cards this format need to be dealt with. One note, as I stated in my Master Rule 5 Changes Everything video, I call Master Rule 5 that because it seems like the most popular name for the Master Rule revision, so for the sake of simplicity, we'll leave it at that. Also, as this video is going up on Christmas, I wanted to wish everyone a great holiday. But with that, let's get into it. To start with the ban section, let's discuss Orcust. Clearly, it's the best deck, but where exactly can we pinpoint the problem? Well, the problem is with Orchestrated Babel. So the deck inherently is fair. You have a lot of removal options and great resource generation. Tin Girsu is a heck of a card, as we all know, and paired with how much value the deck can offer, it's definitely an amazing option. Now, we think about it in terms of removal and resource generation, it's still a fair deck if you're only doing this on your turn. Similarly to Salamangreat, where they can create amazing resource generation, but need to live a turn to really start overwhelming the opponent with grave resources. The problem here arises when we can immediately access Orchestrated Babel. Babel makes all of your Orcust cards quick effects, and why that's so good is because now we can use the amazing removal options and resource generation on both turns. I think a perfect way to put this is any non-Orcust strategy gets one turn to play. However, if Orchestrated Babel is on the field, Orcust gets 2 turns to play, making this fair strategy into something that's not fair, and because of all of this, I feel Orchestrated Babel needs to get banned in order for Orcust to not be so powerful and resource effective. Would Orcust be unplayable? 100% no. They still have everything they had before, except now they only get 1 turn to play like every other deck, and they would use Crescendo to generate disruption. However, because of Orcust, an engine has come to fruition to be incredibly powerful. And so next up on the ban section, if you haven't guessed it already, it's Sky Strike. Hornet Drones needs to be banned. Yeah. So Hornet Drones enables the Sky Striker package to be used in other strategies. I've heard Engage getting multiple +1s is pretty good, and Hornet Drones generating a body for Kagari to make the Striker package a body and a free resource is just so value town. Even if you just activate Engage by itself, it's a +1 without using your normal summon by getting a free body and a search for Widow Anchor, Shark Cannon, etc. Or you could just have 2 bodies from 1 Engage. The engine is very powerful, but you may be wondering, couldn't you just limit Engage instead? Well, yes, but there are 2 reasons why this most likely won't happen. 1, the problem is more so Hornet Drones for enabling the engine, as without Kagari access, without your normal summon, you would just be playing Engage to sometimes draw 1 and get a search for disruption or removal, which isn't nearly as good. The second reason is that there is new Sky Striker support in Ignition Assault and Dual Overload, inciting Konami to not hit the Striker engine all the way and leave the deck viable so people will buy the new support. Regardless, I still think banning Hornet Drones accomplishes us solving the problem more effectively, thus I feel Hornet Drones is the better hit to the engine. The third card is Tempest Magician ban. This card just enables FTKs, and Konami probably wouldn't want that in the format. Well, the FTK hasn't done much, what's even the point of it staying around considering it's degenerate? It has gotten a top, and Pendulum doesn't even need Tempest Magician to play either. So you might as well remove the option of making Pendulum more degenerate and enable the potential of side deck cards like Dark Ruler No More to be used. Before we continue, if you guys want to join an awesome community of people, make sure to go down into the description and check out my Discord server. It's an awesome community and I'd love to have you there. With that, let's continue the video. Moving on to the limited section, we have Colossus to 1. This is a duality of hits, as I'm predicting it gets hit for the sake of Master Rule 5 making this deck significantly better, but additionally, it puts Thunder Dragon in check generally. The thing is, while Orcust will still have a pretty good Thunder Dragon matchup, the mere absence of Babel makes Thunder Dragon way better, as you can now resolve Titan against Orcust considering they can't just keep chaining Orcust Grave effects to your Thunder Dragon hand effects while Titan is on the field. Thunder Dragon, with both of these buffs to the deck in mind, needs to be checked somehow, and Colossus to 1 is probably the best way to do that. You can now only end on 1 Colossus at once, making Imperm that much better against the deck. It's a lot easier to deal with 1 Colossus rather than 2 or 3, and thus, this hit definitely hurts the deck a lot. It's not unplayable whatsoever, but it definitely isn't at full power. Next, I want to discuss what cards I feel could easily come off the list. Now, to be fair, there are a lot of cards that I feel could come off the list, but I'll just discuss what may be the most relevant. Firstly, we have Blade, I'm right here! Let me out of the mines, it's pretty freaking annoying to be here. I mean, we have like the Pendulum Master Ace group that beats up anyone who doesn't set up 5+ negates, a dragon that can't stop saying burn for 500, we have Pantheism to 3. Oh, well, you too, Blade. Monarchs have been getting a ton of cards released from the list recently, and considering their power level just doesn't compare to the rest of the metagame, it should be fine to release Pantheism to 3 and give the deck a much needed consistency boost. Secondly, we have drones to 3. No, not Sky Striker Hornet drones, Spiral Gear drones. The thing is, we're getting Magician Souls in the Legendary Duelist Magical Hero set, and considering that card becomes an integral piece to the Spiral strategy, we should give Spiral a much needed consistency boost. This wouldn't make Spiral broken again, but it would help them out with consistency and promote sales for Magical Hero in general. Third, Dark Arm Dragon has done literally nothing since it's gone to 2. Considering this, there's no reason for it to be at 2. The same can apply to Performage Damage Juggler. This indirectly supports MR5, but even then I don't think it will do much in MR5. Realistically, these two cards are easy peelings to happen, and that really goes for any other semi-limited card that falls under this similar category. The last card is Trickstar Light Stage to 3. I think there's an argument for it to stay at 1, however, Orcus really was the deck to get it limited, and now that Orcus doesn't play the engine, why not give Trickstar the consistency boost it deserves with 3 Light Stage? It's not like Trickstar would realistically destroy the metagame or anything if Light Stage was at 3. And with that, that's it for my predictions. However, I do have 2 honorable mentions that I want to discuss. Firstly, we have Glow Up Bulb. This may sound like a weird hit, but this is more so a preemptive hit that lessens the power level of Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber, even with MR5, is still insane, and I feel people are underestimating how good it will be. In the Deep Sea Diva deck, which by the way, that video will come out soon, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see that. But Needle Fiber is insane because it gets you a tuner and it summons Desert Locust on your opponent's turn. This is relevant because it just makes your end board that much freaking stronger. The combo usually ends with Mulan Glacia sniping too. Sometimes you get another snipe out of hand with the Deep Sea package, but then because of Needle Fiber, you get an additional snipe out of hand with Desert Locust, and then that turns into Savage Track. But then I have to show off the entire combo for it to all make more sense. And so again, when you see the combo I'll demonstrate in that video, you'll understand why Needle Fiber is so freaking good for deep sea decks and just water decks in general. And so the reasoning for banning Glow Up Bulb is just to make Needle Fiber less powerful. Honestly, I put this in the honorable mention section as I don't feel like it's a big enough hit to Needle Fiber, but I'll have a poll in the top right corner to see whether you guys think Bulb is ban worthy or not. Lastly, another honorable mention is Deep Sea Diva to 2 or 3. To be honest, I don't know if this would be too powerful to be at 2 or 3, because especially considering the Deep Sea archetype is going to be really good regardless of this card being at 2 or 3, I don't know, maybe we should keep it at 1 just to tone down the power level of Deep Sea as an archetype. But hey, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this card should go to 3 just to promote sales for the Deep Sea archetype. I don't know if it would go to 2 first and then 3, but this is mainly because of the Deep Sea archetype coming out, and this unlimit would help the deck tremendously consistency wise. I'm not sure additionally if they would do this with the January list or another list before Eternity Code, but this would potentially happen. And so do you think Deep Sea Diva will come off the list in January? I have another poll in the top right corner to get your thoughts. In the end, this ban list is definitely going to be wild. It will certainly have tons of cards on it for the current meta, preemptive hits for Master Rule 5, and a ton of cards coming off the list as well. Get ready for one heck of a ban list. Subscribe for more content, and with that, I hope to see you soon.